Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our meeting. I don't know why I'm hot. It just rained, and I'm still like a little bit hot, but that's not to worry. Welcome back, everybody. We've not met for I think 2 meetings now. Okay, no, we met the first time, but we didn't really get to do anything. Winifred was there, Blessing was there, but we didn't get to do much because we were yet to get feedback from our to-dos. So yeah. Um, we have a new member. Hello, Victoria. Hi, Victoria. Thank you for joining us today. I'm actually really excited to see you. So I'm really hoping Brian comes in soon because we actually have a few of the stuff on the agenda we're supposed to discuss together. But that's by the way. Hello, Victoria. Welcome. Please do a little bit of introduction for us. Thank you.
Yay, all right. I wish I could turn my video on, but my background is a mess. My name is Victoria Victoria Nduka. You could call me Nduka, so we don't. Okay, Victoria is already Victoria, so maybe you can call me Victoria, so there's no confusion between the
Exactly.
two of
You can
us.
call her Victoria. I'm Victoria, so there's no mix up. It's fine.
I'm a user experience designer and an open source contributor. I've been in the chaos community for a while, but I think hmm, I've not been an active contributor of the DEI accessibility working group. I volunteered for the outreach last year. Yeah, I think that was my very first contribution to the working group. So now I'm looking to contribute more often, consistently. Yeah, nice to meet you all. I'm familiar with Storia and Winifred, but I don't think I know the rest. I know Harmony leads the technical writing, but I'm not familiar with the rest of the members of the call.
Victoria, we met at Lagos last year.
Hamza, I remember.
Yeah. So
I saw the
which
name.
one
I
did
was
you?
saying, this rings a bell. This rings a bell. Good, I beg.
Yeah, you are
No
lifting a
vex.
name. I feel jealous.
Don't be, please. I'm sorry. I'm not very good
Anyway,
with
nice
names.
meeting you once
I
again.
remember now. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice
thank you.
meeting you this time. Yay.
Thank you. Thank you for the introduction. Thank you for joining us. So I reached out to some people personally because I really needed some people to be here for today's meeting. So without much ado or wasting of time, we'll just get into what we have. We're supposed to have schedule a date for the podcast and the topic we want to discuss. So I felt it would be great to bring in our, oh my God. I don't know. Sorry. I might have to turn off my video. This is why I don't turn on my video. You see, Winifred, you see why I don't turn on my video? Because I think Nigeria is going to disappoint me. Anyway, back to the conversation. So we're going to be discussing how the podcast, we're supposed to have a disability a podcast for our working group, and we are yet to schedule a date for the podcast, right? So we already have ideas for the topic, but I feel like we should discuss it. We had a task to do to go to think about some of the ideas we would want and then come back and discuss it. So it's nice that we are more here in the meeting. I think Brian has joined. Oh, not Brian, Henry. Hi, Henry. So I think we should discuss it here. So start off with the date for the podcast. Since Harmony is the chairman of the podcast, I feel like he's going to be in the better position to tell us what day is available for the podcast so we can now choose when we should do it. So Harmony, hi, you have the floor.
Please, I'm not the chairman, or I
Chairman of the podcast.
think we can do it today if you guys want.
Like this.
I'm,
Calm down.
I'm joking.
Like this.
Actually, this week is fine. If we can
Relax.
do it. This week is
Next
fine.
week,
No, this week is actually fine. It'd be nice to have it this week.
okay.
If
So
if the
wait, wait,
persons
wait,
are the
wait.
people that are going to be recording are good, we can do it tomorrow. My calendar tomorrow is a bit free, especially morning hours down to like noon time. So we can do it tomorrow down to like Friday or down to Thursday. Down to Friday, rather.
Okay. I work better with physical goods parts. So,
It's usually a fun
eh?
experience,
Eh?
actually.
What?
Recording the podcast is fun.
Okay,
Ask
the last
Winifred.
one was fun.
Yeah, it's usually a fun experience. Recording is fun, actually.
Okay. Okay. So this week we have today is 24th, plus or minus 5 days. That's 29th. Today is already gone. So we have 25 to 29th of March. Is it too soon for the team? Because we are also going to, some people from the team are going to, how many people do you need in the podcast?
We need like a minimum of 2 persons, a max of like 3 or 4,
Okay.
depending.
So who has not been,
I think
who
two
has not
persons will be
been in the
fine.
podcast? Because
Two or
I
three
have been
persons will
in
be fine.
contact with you. I think Winifred
But
has
you
been in
have
a
to be there,
podcast with her.
Autora.
I have to be there. Ooh,
I feel
okay.
so.
I want to like open up the room for more people in the community to, contribute to podcasts. I know some people might not have contributed to open source via podcast before. So that will look good in your portfolio. So who wants to be part of the podcast for this? So let's just clear that up. I'm not saying any raise hands. I should just call somebody. Hi, Blessing. Would you love to be on the podcast this week? I know you might think, oh, you're relatively, or it
I'm
would
not
be great to
sure.
come and share your experience so far. What?
I said, can I do it next time this week?
I think you're breaking up.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I
I
was
can hear
saying that,
you.
can I do it next time, not this week, please?
Am I the only one that thinks she's breaking up?
So I think I heard her well. She said
Hi,
she won't
Toya,
be,
can
she
you
may
hear
not be
me?
available this.
You can't do
She
this week?
wants to move. Yeah.
Huh?
Yes, please, like in next time, not this week.
Is it too soon? I cannot hear you. I promise. I'm trying to, but I cannot.
Maybe I should leave and join again.
Are you using the chat? Oh, you can hear her. So so I'm the problem.
So do I. I can hear anybody loud and clear.
Am I the problem? Oh, okay. Wow. I might be the problem. Though.
I don't know if Toria is speaking, but I can't
Okay,
hear.
I can hear you, Harmony.
Okay, I can hear you. So she said that
Okay.
she wants to like next time. So
Yay.
I also think that because of our talking point, one of the talking points has to do with the
What are we
outreach, basically,
talking?
just a brief point, right? Has to do with the outreach, like the outreach that was done by PWD.
Okay. Okay. So I have to be present to talk about that. So we can actually be three. So you can have myself, Brian, and Blessing. How is that? Harmony, can you hear me?
I Toya, so you said I've joined you for.
What? You said?
No, I heard my name. You said
Yeah. You said you wanted to join the podcast now.
no. I said the next time. Like, can I join the next one, not this week's one?
Oh, okay. No problem. So we should pick from 24th to 29th. How many minutes are we going to record this? How many? Are you still here? Can you still hear me? Hamza, are you still here? Okay, I think Hamza left and Harmony left as well. Okay. We have the second thing we have on our agenda is the review with Harry. Hi Harry, would you like the floor? Would you like to take the mic so we can talk about, is this something you want to talk about in private or can we do it here? Since we are always having difference in time and availability and communication issues.
Mm. Okay, I'm not sure. I hope all you guys can hear me.
Hmm?
Hi, Tori, can you hear me? Can you hear
Yes,
what I'm saying?
yes, I can hear you, Henry.
Okay, so it's okay. It's basic. It's not that something serious. Just that I wanted to confirm some few things.
Okay.
What chaos, like what is possible to be done, because the project was about like creating something that I felt like it was something so huge. So I wanted Ash to review it, but I can just give you a
When
little.
you do I didn't come now. You don't have motor. Hey, Ogana, Moko driver. We dey here since morning, Nana. Only one place we go carry load.
Sir, please, you're muted. Thank
Oh,
you.
so
So Henry,
okay,
please
so
go on.
so I was saying that originally the project that had come with it was about, like, I think it was about, meaning it was about creating a whole website, but it was mostly not website, but I don't know, it's more like a link that it will contain more of information, like it's like reading material or research
Is my
materials that
internet
students can
bad?
use. Um, I wanted to
Winifred,
focus mostly on the visually impaired people, like what they can actually use for their revision. So I felt like it was a whole something to come up with a whole thing to what to create something whole, and also like to come about and create meaning. What, like, how do I put it? How do I put it? Like, you have done a research, and maybe if they're doing biology, chemistry, you need to have notes for biology, you need to have notes for
sorry
chemistry,
to cut
you
you,
need to have.
Henry. I stopped hearing you. I stopped hearing you from I don't know. I don't know where I stopped hearing you. Can
You
you?
don't. What was the last?
I think from the beginning. I'm sorry. My internet's just cut off and I couldn't hear you.
So I start from the beginning.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's fine. I can still start it. You can hear me right now.
Yes, I can.
Okay, so like the initial project was all about coming up with like a whole complete. I think let me put like a link that will contain reading materials that the visually impaired people can use. Like because I centered it all around learners, students, people who are in high school. So it was like I wanted us to come with something that like a platform where students can learn, the visually impaired people can learn. So it was creating a whole platform where students can learn, but I felt like it was a whole tiresome thing. So I wanted us to revise it and see like how can we simplify it better. Maybe more like, because here in Kenya, like we have this organization like Enable Africa. We have some Kilimanjaro Blind Trust Africa. They don't. The only thing that they do is that they go to the students and maybe give them like some few knowledge about like the latest or the developing tech. So I felt like maybe we can simplify it in a way that instead of coming up with a whole platform, how about we just find like how you're saying it, an outreach program for but it's only inclusive for students, not like a lot of people who are so much into tech and everything. We just start from a smaller, we find an information about open source software, just some few information that can be beneficial to students. Then we visit some few institutions whereby we can just tell them what we do in CHAOSS, a little bit about open source. Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. I think Tori, you're muted. I can't hear what you're saying.
Yeah, you're muted. Thank God for
Sorry about
video.
that. So I was saying, so our target audience will be students, most preferably students in secondary school. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So we're not just teaching them open source specifically. We are teaching them tech in general or just general knowledge. What kind of lesson do they get?
Okay, like I got an opportunity to visit a visually impaired a school, and they only do the relevant things that are relevant to them. So I felt like because in CHAOSS we mostly deal with open source, we can find like a little topic on open source, because maybe there are Form 4 leavers, people, other students, maybe Form 3, Form 2, for who are maybe interested into like how do I say it, like you'll never know something if you're not introduced to it. So we can try and like tell them that, you know what, even if you finish your high school, there's something that you can indulge yourself into. So then we teach them a little bit about open source, just a little something about open source. Then yeah, that can, at least they can grasp, not something like so technical that will bombasticate them, something like that.
Okay, I understand. But most of the time, open source is connected to either science, contribution, documentation, or tech in general. So how about we give them a little knowledge of tech? I don't know, they probably might be doing technologies in their school, computer science and stuff, but it's not going to be a full-on cohort. It's just an outreach program. I think this is where we now go back and maybe plan a cohort later, but we do a simple introduction of different texts that can actually link us to open source conversations, if you get what I mean. So you just go and tell them, oh, about open source, and they're like, okay, what is open source? What is the connection? What do I do with the open source, right? But if you do like an introduction of technology and say, okay, why people, they are designers, they are people who code, people code, come together to code for the public, and this is where open source comes in. So there's like a connection, but it's entry level. Then maybe we can go back as feedback and plan a cohort, come back to them, plan a cohort, or maybe collaborate with communities that do this cohort that teach tech, yeah, work with them and then come back. Something like that. That would make sense, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. Does anybody have any contribution to this? I think this is an excellent point from Harry. Does anybody have an input to this? Hi, Ariane. I see you. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. I hope I'm calling your name right, Ariane.
Hi, Victoria.
Hi. I was saying welcome, and I hope I'm calling you.
Oh, good to see you. Thank you.
Your name right. Can you hear me right? Brian is still not here.
So, is anyone planning to apply to speak at DjangoCon Africa?
But the CFP is not out yet.
It's
Or
currently
is it
out.
closed
Out,
on
it's out.
the on March 31st? Yes.
It's
out,
when it's going
actually.
to come out, or when the
Still
deadline.
open.
Okay, the deadline is March 31st.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
deadline is
Please apply if you're looking to speak. Oh, our public speakers in the house. Thank you, Ariane.
I think I would also want to mention that it is happening in Tanzania. So for folks that are outside Nigeria, basically, be easier for everyone.
Oh,
Mhm.
sorry, I'm quiet. I'm trying to edit. Okay. Okay. So now we have discussing the budget. Brian is not here yet. Hopefully we get to do that before Thursday. Then we have partnership with this African events. So we are yet to speak to Ruth about that, because I actually thought the date of the event was not out yet. So we just reach out to Ruth and we'll give feedback on that. So back to number one, we are supposed to discuss topics. So Harmony, what kind of topics are we going to be discussing in the podcast? How do you want it to be as the host?
I'm trying to look inside the spreadsheet for the podcast. So the topic I
Okay.
presented here was experiencing open source as a person with disability. That was like the topic I had in mind when I presented it to like my co-producer Alice, and that was approved. But however, the podcast topics or titles are not rigid, so we could have a conversation, and after the recording, we feel like something else to be better off as a topic, and that work.
Okay. So that was supposed to be the one for Oktoberfest where we invite people with disability, right? We can still have that, but we'll have to like postpone it. That's a totally different podcast, because if we're going to be talking about experiences of people with disabilities, then we need people with disabilities present in the podcast,
Yeah,
right?
okay. So, yeah, so any topic works, like I said. It could also be about the work that the focus group has been doing so far, from
Okay.
the
Okay.
outreach, from the outreach to a lot of
Okay.
others.
Okay. All right. So I just added something else to the agenda, which is why we are welcoming our new member, Victoria. So we are going to, like our working group says, we are disability inclusion and accessibility, and we've kept the accessibility audit pending a while now. So we are looking to resume it again, right? So I don't know if anybody has knowledge aside. Okay, so Victoria is going she's going to be joining us. I myself and Yiga. Yiga was also supposed to be here. Fortunately, she's still jet lagged, so she's resting. No, not unfortunately, fortunately. No, unfortunately for us at this meeting, she's jet lagged, so she's resting. But myself and Yiga, we have been handling the accessibility audits of the projects we have at CHAOSS. So this includes the badging website, the CHAOSS website, and the AFOS project website. So for now, we are still working on the CHAOSS website because we still have a lot, and we are doing manual testing. So that's going to take a while. We are doing keyboard testing, we are doing screen reader testing manually to make sure that the website is accessible. And it's pretty it's a pretty big task for just two people, which is and we also have other tasks that we are doing. We've been doing other things, which is why it has been on pause. But we are looking to resume it, which is why Victoria is here. Does any other person have a knowledge of testing and might want to join the team with that? Also, people, you guys could hear me, right? So it's not like house. Can anybody hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, okay. So does anybody have a knowledge of Tesla and want to join us?
But what's the word? Can you put knowledge on?
Sorry? Is it Hamza?
Wait, the word. Can you like literally write the word? What you mean, like what is the word?
Okay, Henry. Henry, please, you're muted. Oh yeah, Ariane. So I will be adding your name on this document for just to remind you. So I'll be reaching out to you individually. Let me just quickly share the link to the let me share the link in case anybody wants to check it out. The link to why am I slurring my words? The link to the sheet, the spreadsheet for the audits. Hold on. It's supposed to be here. So I just shared the link to the spreadsheet on the chat. I'm also going to attach it to this document so that you can check it out, see what we've done so far, and Victoria, which part of the testing would you want to do? The automated manual? Do you want to do the automated for us? Manual or both?
Yeah, I can work on both. But
Okay.
okay, I wanted to ask how you and Higa, it's been you and Higa all this while.
Yes. So we'll be going from we'll be taking it slowly. We'll be going from page to page on the website. I think there have been some updates on the website, so we now have to start again. So it hasn't really been easy.
Okay.
And we're not and we are supposed to do not just the website, but the badging website and then the app. I think 3 of them. So you see, we have a lot of work to do so that we can give feedback to, especially these new ones, these new projects that are being built. At least I think the website kind of had a problem, not like a problem, but they had to figure out how to implement the changes because of the first people that started the website get, and it's like WordPress that was used, and they're trying not to remove anything to rename. But with these new ones that are being built, it's going to be easy to make changes. I mean, the AFOS, the all-in website, the AFOS website, and the badging website, the ones that were just recently worked on. So it's going to be easier to make changes on these ones. Excuse me. So that's pretty much it.
The people working on the new websites, do they how regularly do they join
Join the what?
this call, this meeting?
Okay, so it's just myself and Yiga, like I said. So nobody else is working on it. You and Ariane are going to be the new people on the team. So I was even thinking, I was even thinking you might want to start with the new ones, or you want to continue with the old ones, and then we let you know what we've done so far. That's why I shared the link to the. That's why I shared the link to the work we are doing so far. So you just check it out.
Okay. The reason why I'm asking, I want to get context as to the past work that I've been doing and
the past work is on
the way
the sheet.
of working. Okay.
It's on the sheet. It's a spreadsheet. Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, I'll go through it. Yeah, I'll go through it in my free time. What I wanted to say is, maybe we can run the test, we can do the testing, but you don't have to mention that now there have been some changes to the old website. And now you have to run the test.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking if there could be a way, because this is like it's like you're duplicating effort. Now something that you have tested before,
Okay,
now have to go back to
text it again.
Yeah.
I
So if
understand.
there was a way
But
to, I
again,
know there are some projects that, yeah. Go on.
continue. No, I was going to say, there's nothing wrong with getting tests from your own point of view because it's a test at the end of the day, right? So
Yeah.
if you want to redo the test, it's totally fine. It's totally fine. If you want to redo the test that we've already done again, because I said there have been some updates made on the website, right? Some
Yes.
changes. So if you want to redo it, that's fine. If you want to start with the new website, that's also fine. So we just know which one you want to start with here.
Okay. This is just a suggestion. I know there are some projects that are contributed to that they have Lighthouse and a couple of other automated testing tools.
Mhm.
So that you don't have to manually.
Yeah, so basically what we're just doing is keyboard accessibility, like keyboard testing,
Manual test, the actual
basically.
manual test.
Yeah, just the manual testing. We've actually done the automated, but at the time we used which I can't remember. But I know we did that, but we wanted to know how accessible it was to keyboard and screen readers. So we were doing manual testing most of the time. Right. So even after the automated, we still did manual testing. So yeah. So that's
Somebody
basically
had
it.
his hand up.
Oh, so sorry. Oh, I'm not looking at my thing. I'm sorry. How many things you have to store?
Yeah. I wanted to ask, is there a possibility that we could learn? I think I would want to learn how you and you guys been like doing it.
That's the thing. So we don't work like how we're having meeting right now, and then the both of us are on the call. We say, "Oh, have you done this? Have you done this one? We don't do that. So we just simply do the test and give our feedback on the document that
Can
I
I
shared.
can I disturb you
Because
for it?
sometimes, sure, what's
Okay.
going to happen when I want to do it, I will let you know. Or
Okay.
maybe when Victoria wants to do hers, she can let you know. That's the only way. But say, oh, let's have a group meeting and test the one after the other. Sometimes I might want to do it by 1 a.m. So it's going to be inconveniencing for us as a team. But I'm going to I'm just choose the time that is flexible for everybody. Maybe when I'm doing one of the tests, I'll let you know. There's always
Okay.
room to learn. I feel like on the repository, there are also resources that you can use to learn. I think on the main accessibility repository, hold on, let's see. While you join, you can still check it out in your free time, that is. Um, so while I do that, does anybody have any other addition, contribution, before we call it a night this evening? And thank you so much, everyone, for joining. That's what I have so far. Does anybody have anything they want to talk about? Any suggestion, any addition, contribution before we leave for the evening?
Yeah, Tori, I wanted to ask about your um journey to Brazil. Like, was there anything you learned that you were thinking of? It's good that your video is on so that I can see your face. Was there anything that
Okay,
you
so
brought for us?
Yes, so
Winifred, I didn't make
Was there anything?
it's my fault. I made mistake to ask you if you had anything to
anything for us, even if it's
Was
cookies.
there anything you brought that I come and collect from you? And then is there any wisdom you brought for us that I can share here? Or is there that I come and collect from you in person? So just
So,
that's one
so
question.
So
Winifred,
first
Sorry,
of
Amo,
all,
you're not in Lagos now. So just collect wisdom. Me, I'll collect the one I can collect in Lagos. Sorry, apologies.
one may
Collect
slide you.
knowledge. Collect knowledge that has no boundary, that has no bounds.
Yo, you're hilarious. So, first of all, my trip almost did not happen. Thanks to it. Let me stop the recording because now that we're done, so we don't add it to our. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining. Let me just end this here.